Yes, I said it. LLCs are horrible for Canadians, but not because of double tax. You're probably confused because that's the only downside you've ever heard about LLCs being owned by Canadians. Double tax is not the issue. It's something else. I'm going to tell you, and I'm also going to give you the solution around it. I'm Sal, founder and CPA here at Sal Accounting, a cross-border tax firm here in Toronto, and I'm going to tell you in this video why LLCs are bad, not double tax reasons, some other reasons. I made a ton of videos on how Canadians can use LLCs to avoid double tax. I'll put links to them at the end of this video, but let me just summarize it a little bit. How you avoid double tax is by charging a fee from your Canadian corporation, if you have one, or by charging it yourself to the LLC. The way you do that is because you're working for the LLC and your US business day in, day out, you want to have the LLC pay you for that. Once the LLC pays you for that, it zeroes out its profit. When there's no profit left in the LLC, there's no tax to pay in the LLC. No tax, no double tax. All of your income flows through to Canada in your Canadian corporation or in your personal name. So that's how you avoid double taxation. It's done by doing this management fee thing, which I talk about in other videos. I'm going to put a link here, and I'm also going to put a link at the end of the video. But that's still not the reason why we should not open an LLC. The problem with an LLC is the US-Canada tax treaty was formed right around the time an LLC was started. So there was not enough time to put thought into why an LLC should not be double taxed or how an LLC can avoid double tax between the two countries. For this simple reason alone, there's no clear-cut way in the US-Canada tax treaty on how to file taxes for LLCs owned by Canadians. See, the treaty says that you should pay taxes in Canada for the LLC because in the US, the LLC is a flow-through entity. So all of the income from the LLC flows through to you, the owner. If you, the owner, are in Canada, you're actually conducting a Canadian business. So you should pay taxes for the LLC in Canada. But then you're probably thinking, how do I pay taxes for a US company here in Canada? Like, how is the CRA gonna tax me for a US company? And won't the IRS ask me for money for those taxes on that income? So here's what I do for my clients. I open a CRA business account for the LLC here in Canada, and that is very possible to do. I've done it for scores of clients. And then you file a Canadian corporate tax return for the LLC. That's called a T2 return, and it's the same return that you filed for Canadian corporation. Once you file that, you've basically paid taxes on the LLC here in Canada. But it's a little bit complicated, it's a little bit weird. There's no documented evidence that the CRA is kind of, this is the way to do it. It's never gotten audited, it's never gotten an issue with the CRA or the IRS. But again, it's a workaround. That's not the proper way of doing things. Which is why I recommend to clients that if you can, just open a US corporation instead of LLC, and that is a much better option. You pay taxes for the corporation in the US, and you flow that income into Canada when you pay out the dividends. The other problem with the LLC is that you also have to file the form 5472, and that form, it's basically to report transactions between you and your LLC. So if you've given a loan to the LLC, if the LLC's paid you any dividends, if you made any payments between you and the LLC, you have to report that form. Seems sort of easy, but it is complicated. There is difficulties in how you fill that form out. And the biggest problem, if you fill that form wrong, or you file it a day late, or if there's any mistakes in the form whatsoever, or you forget filing it, there's an automatic penalty of $25,000 by the IRS to you directly. $25,000 that you cannot even debate with them. It's very, very difficult, and it's $25,000 for every year that you miss it. The second problem comes on the CRA side here in Canada. Because you have this foreign corporation, the CRA also wants you to report all of your transactions with the LLC. It's called a form T1134. You have to file that in your personal name because you are the owner of that LLC. You have to report transactions of the LLC. You have to report the P&L, the balance sheet of the LLC in that tax form. Both these forms, the 5472 in the US and the T1134 in Canada, don't require you to pay any taxes, but the penalties are heavy. $25,000 in the US for the 5472 and T1134 here in Canada. If you miss filing it, $25 a day, going up to $2,500. And that's every year of missed filing. So imagine if you not filed that for 2-3 years, $25,000 here, $2,500 a year, over here for every single year. My solution to this problem is to just do your business from your Canadian corporation. You can check with your clients if they're happy with you interacting with them and doing business with them from your Canadian corporation. If your problem is having a US bank account, you can get a US bank account for your Canadian corporation. CIBC, TD, BMO, they're more than happy to open a cross-border bank account where you can receive money into your US dollar bank account for the corporation, and your clients can pay you as ACH or other wire transfers as if they're paying somebody within the US, and that money can get converted into within your CIBC, TD, or BMO into Canadian dollars, and you can receive that money in Canada very, very easily and seamlessly. So as long as your clients don't mind, I think having a Canadian corporation doing business with them is the best and easiest option. If they do mind, a US corporation is easy because then you can pay taxes in USA and just flow that income into Canada. There's no double tax issue. There's no complication on how to file tax returns. Life just becomes easier. Now, as I mentioned at the start of this video, I've already hacked how to avoid double taxation for the LLC. So if you already have an LLC that you've opened and you want to know how to file taxes, how to avoid double taxation, I'm going to put a link to the video over here and also at the end of the video. So you can definitely check it out. And if you want case-specific advice, my team will definitely love to help you out. You can head to salaccounting.ca, book a call with them. And if you want more videos like these, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. Every single week, you're going to get notified when I upload more videos like this that are going to save you from tax, save you from double tax, and save you from penalties. See you in the next video.